Level 1, the street associate. You are 18 years old. The neighborhood doesn't have a name tourists would recognize. Just intersecting blocks in South Brooklyn where everyone's grandfather knew everyone else's grandfather, and that history operates like currency nobody discusses but everyone spends. Your Uncle Sal runs a social club on the corner. Not a bar. A club. The distinction matters to the men who gather there 7 days a week, playing cards at tables that never move and drinking espresso that arrives in cups without handles. These men don't have jobs you can name. But they drive new Cadillacs. They wear leather jackets in October that cost more than your mother makes in 3 months at the hospital. You've been watching them since you were tall enough to see through the club's window. One Thursday afternoon, you approach Sal outside the club. You tell him you want to work. Not a conversation. A statement. 5 words. He studies you the way men in this life study everything, looking for the fault line, the crack, the place where pressure makes you break. Tomorrow. 6 a.m. corner of 18th and Bay Ridge. Watch the dry cleaner across the street. You're there at 5:40. Your job is simple. Stand. Watch. Remember. A detective who lingers too long. A van that parks in the same spot twice. Faces that don't belong to the rhythm of the block. At noon, you walk 3 blocks to a bakery that doesn't sell bread and tell the man behind the counter what you saw. He nods once. You leave. $75 appears in your pocket by evening. You don't know how. You don't ask. In this world, curiosity isn't dangerous. It's disqualifying. Level 2, the connected guy. You are 22. For years of corners. For years of watching, remembering, and keeping your mouth shut in rooms where other men can't stop talking. That silence has become your reputation. You're not made. You're not official. In the organization's formal structure, you're still nobody. But you're nobody 3 people specifically ask for when they need somebody reliable. You run collections now. Tuesday and Thursday. 9 stops across Bay Ridge and Bensonhurst. A barbershop. 2 restaurants. A construction company office. A vending machine supplier. A waste management depot. Each envelope is the same thickness every week. Each handshake is identical. Firm, brief, no words. The money goes to a man named Pauli, who counts it in a back room at the social club and moves it upward through channels you're not supposed to trace. One Tuesday, the restaurant owner is short. $150. His daughter's sick. Hospital bills. He'll have it Friday. You say Friday's fine. You tell Pauli within 20 minutes. Pauli decides what Friday costs. Not you. That decision lives 3 levels above your head and will stay there until it doesn't. You're trusted now. But trust in this life isn't freedom. It's a smaller cage with better lighting. Level 3, the made man. You are 27. The ceremony happens in a basement in Staten Island on a Sunday night in March. 11 men. No windows. 1 candle. To be made, your bloodline has to trace back to Italy on both sides. This isn't tradition. It's infrastructure. Men with family in the old country have more to lose than themselves. They have names. History. A web that extends backward into something the FBI can't touch. Your sponsor is Pauli. The Capo voted. The boss approved. A senior member pricks your trigger finger with a pin. A saint's card, delicate and laminated, is placed in your bleeding hand and set on fire. You hold the flame until it burns itself out. You repeat the oath. Omertà. 1 way in. 1 way out. Everyone in this room already knows what the second way looks like. You are now a made man. A soldier. Untouchable by the rules of La Cosa Nostra. No one can harm you without the boss's explicit permission. This protection is real. It's also the reason you'll never leave. You don't own your life anymore. The family does. And the family doesn't do retirement plans. Level 4, the crew chief. You are 33. Pauli goes away. Federal racketeering case. Evidence gathered over 18 months through wiretaps in 3 locations Pauli thought were clean. He'll fight it. But fighting takes years, and the crew can't wait. The underboss, a man named Tony Marconi who moves through the world like smoke, calls you to a meeting at a diner on 86th Street. Back booth. No food ordered. You're running Paulie's crew until he's back. Keep it tight. Keep it quiet. Keep it earning. Crew chief. Acting rank. Temporary authority. You manage 12 men. Collections. A loan book with 18 active clients. A bookmaking operation running through 2 delis and a barbershop. A sports betting network tied into an offshore site you've never seen but gets referenced in every conversation. The crew earns. You send tribute up every week without fail. A soldier named Frankie starts showing up late. Then not at all. He's using. Not heavily, but enough that people notice, and in this life, being noticed for the wrong reasons is the beginning of the end. You pull him aside. One conversation. No threats. Get clean or get gone. I don't care which. But decide. 2 weeks later, Frankie's clean. He thanks you. You don't feel good about it. You feel responsible for him now. And responsibility in this structure is just another word for liability. Level 5, the Capo. You are 38. Pauli takes a plea. 8 years. When he walks out, he'll be 63. The boss makes it official. You're not acting anymore. You're the Capo. You run 15 men now across Brooklyn and a slice of Staten Island. Loan sharking. Bookmaking. A labor racket with a longshoremen's union local. A no-show job network with the sanitation department. A stolen goods pipeline that moves merchandise you never see through warehouses you never visit. Every week, tribute goes up. The percentage is fixed. It's been fixed since before you were born. No Capo in the history of this thing has ever negotiated a better cut. You don't try. Running 15 men isn't command. It's crisis management. A soldier's gambling debt with another family. A collection client who hires a lawyer. 2 guys in your crew who hate each other over a woman neither of them is still seeing. Every problem stops at your level before it rises to the boss. One problem you solve quietly. One you solve publicly. One you solve by doing nothing and letting time do the work. You're good at this. Better than you expected. But you're starting to realize something you couldn't see from below. The higher you climb, the less you actually do, and the more you're responsible for everything. Mid-video CTA, if you're still watching, drop a comment on what level you'd want to stop at. Hit that subscribe button for a Sen POV. We break down power, structure, and the systems people don't talk about. New video every week. Level 6, the Consigliere. You are 44. The boss is a man named Dominic Catalano. 71 years old. Survived for federal investigations, 2 internal wars, and 3 decades of men who wanted his chair. He calls you to his office above a linen supply company on a Tuesday morning. I want you as Consigliere. The Consigliere is the counselor. The advisor. You hold no territory. You command no crew. You give no orders. But you're in every significant meeting. You're consulted on every major move. You give up your crew. 15 men you built. 5 years of infrastructure. Gone. In exchange, you see everything. Your first rail test comes 5 weeks in. 2 capos are at war over a waste management contract in Queens. Both have history. Both have pride. Neither will bend. You spend 9 days meeting with each separately. Listening more than talking. Mapping what they actually want beneath what they're saying. When you bring them together, the solution presents itself. 40 minutes. 2 handshakes. No blood. Dominic says one word, good. From him, that's a standing ovation. Level 7, the Underboss UR50. Tony Marconi steps down. Health reasons the family doesn't discuss in detail and nobody asks about twice. Dominic names you Underboss. You now oversee all capos. All crews. You manage what the boss decides. You're the filter between the boss and the chaos of the street. The boss thinks in years. You think in weeks. A federal investigation touches 2 of your crews in Brooklyn. You learn about it through a source you've cultivated for 7 years inside the NYPD. You spend 6 weeks repositioning. Different locations. New cutouts. Changed patterns. When you brief Dominic, you brief him on what you did, not what scared you. He doesn't thank you. Thanks aren't part of the language here. But 3 months later, the investigation closes with no indictments. That silence is your reward. Level 8, the acting boss UR56. Dominic is indicted. RICO. 37 counts. Evidence spanning 8 years. The trial will take 2 years minimum. Dominic's lawyers are the best money can hide. But until it's over, you're the acting boss. You run the family. The weight is immediate. Not emotional. Physical. The way men adjust when you enter rooms. The half-second delay before they speak. The calculations happening behind every smile. You are responsible for everything now. And you are more isolated than you've ever been. FBI surveillance quadruples. You move like a ghost. Meetings in cars. Conversations in noise. You become invisible while running everything visible. Dominic is convicted on 19 counts. Sentenced to 22 years. He's 74. You both know he's never coming home. Level 9, the boss UR62. The commission officially recognizes you. No ceremony. No announcement. You are the boss. And within 30 days, you understand what nobody tells you: the boss is the most powerful and the most powerless position in the family. You're completely insulated from the street. Information reaches you filtered through 4 people, each shaping it into what they think you want to hear. You make decisions inside a version of reality that's 3 steps removed from the truth. Your phone is a federal case waiting to happen. Your presence anywhere is a surveillance opportunity. You are everywhere and nowhere. One evening, you drive past the block where you stood at 18, watching a dry cleaner for 12 hours. The dry cleaner is a yoga studio now. You keep driving. Level 10, the commission UR68. You don't just run a family anymore. You sit on the commission. The table where bosses of the 5 families make decisions that shape everything beneath them. You've outlasted everybody. For federal dragnets. 3 internal wars. 50 years of a life that gave no exits and no vacations. You built an empire. And sitting at the highest table in the American Mafia, you finally understand the joke: you didn't rise to the top. You're just what's left standing after everyone else fell. The view from here isn't power. It's survival. And in this life, there's never been a difference. We examine power. We break down hierarchies. We show you what it really costs to climb. Subscribe. Because the view from the top is never what they promised.